Located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard. Serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Probably all of your emotions. Anger, disappointment, sadness. Maybe there's a few of you who are happy. I don't know. What we're here for today on a Friday, the couch is open. And where do you go from here? Because the next, I don't know, 72 hours? I mean, I think you got to move quickly and decisively. It's the opening drive. Good morning and happy Friday. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, how you living?
Oh, what it do?
It do a lot, my friend. It do a lot. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. We learned last night about 8:30, and I think it happened about 8 o'clock is when Bronco Mendenhall called the University of New Mexico President Garnett Stokes and informed President Stokes that he has decided to take the offer and he is leaving the University of New Mexico after one season, and he will become the head football coach at Utah State. The 58-year-old leaves after one season in which he went 5-7. And it was, look, man, I mean, I don't know, was yesterday Black Thursday over there? Jason Beck, your offensive coordinator, who many people said, well, make him the head coach. He's gone. He went to Utah as the offensive coordinator. The transfer portal is loaded with, and it hadn't even opened yet. They're just waiting in line. It's like Black Friday, you see the lines of people ready to get in the store at 3 a.m. before Target opens. That Devin Dampier, Luke Wysong, a local kid who I wanted to be a Lobo. My parents are Lobos, and I wanted gone. Sanders gone. Just go look at the offensive line. We're going to go through this whole thing. And I've got everything on my text. I mean, people losing their mind yesterday. This is it. This is devastating. The worst thing ever. We're done. We can never be. We should. And I got some ors for you as we go forward. But let's start with what's sitting on the table. Bronco leaves. I think it'll be announced today, probably this morning. And I told everything I've told you, right, is absolutely played out. The intent was to announce on Friday, to introduce on Saturday there in the press conference up there, and that's where they're going. I understand Bronco is going to address what's left of his team today. They went 5-7. Did New Mexico into Bronco Mendenhall, one game better than the year prior. Earned not given. You earn your jersey number. There was a different feel around there. You ended better. You all felt better. I'm going to tell you what this can do, and I'm not telling you it should for you at this point, but maybe at some point you get there. It can prove to you that it can be done here, that you can start on a path. And I know you're saying, well, every time it happens, our coach is going to go, and he might. I'm going to guess most coaches don't dip after 1 year. And obviously there were circumstances around there. We'll get into why. But JJ, the way I look at it, and I'm not trying to sugarcoat this because there is none. Your all-conference quarterback just dipped. Your local all-conference receiver gone. Your offensive like they're gutted over there, right? I get it. By the way, what would they have looked like if they played a bowl game? Like, well, all due respect. I mean, if they made that bowl game, what would it look like?
Yeah, would it have delayed the inevitable?
No, Utah State wasn't going to sit around and wait.
Utah State wasn't going to sit around and wait. Doesn't feel like Bronco Mendenhall was going to wait and go through the emotions right now. I can understand the frustration. You can talk about the reasons why, but a lot of Lobo fans, feel that they were fooled and it was a snake oil salesman. And you tell the football team, you tell the community that it's about earned, not given. You like challenging things. You want to turn this around. That's why you came back from not coaching to become the highest paid coach in football history at the University of New Mexico. And you're done after winning 5 games.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
and you watch that team, they were terrible on defense. What is Bronco Mendenhall?
Well, he came up in defense. Yeah.
So he reignited a fire, but this wasn't a season that's going to go down in history. Like, oh my gosh, can you believe this? Yeah, they were playing for a bowl game. Devin Dampier was awesome. But is that Jason Beck or is that Bronco Mendenhall?
It's a fair question. Yeah, it's totally fair. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I mean, I'm not taking anything away. And because I've said this throughout the season, right? This isn't me or you piling on. Ned James sat here. We talked to him about this. Really good coaching staff, right? Really good coaching staff. Your best players were who?
The guys that returned from last season.
Right? I mean, the former coaching staff did a nice job getting players in.
They got, they added Eli Sanders, but they did not add anything defensively that made an adjustment. They did enough at the end of the season where the defense made plays. And this is all stuff we talked about all season long. Yeah. And it's not just frustration in the moment, but it was signs around this program that maybe it's what they needed to do. Maybe it makes sense. And I called it trimming the fat. And it was, if you're around that coaching staff and those coaches, they do what they had to do. But if they didn't have to talk with you, they didn't have to interact with you, they wouldn't.
Truth. Yeah, truth. I remember I told you last year there was a Coach Hunter. His daughter was on Addie's lacrosse team and kind of became just a stud. I feel bad for the team because I feel bad for the kids, and that's kind of where I went with this. The kids are bouncing around. She's got to join new teams. All the kids are moving. That's the coach's family's life. But like, damn, Coach Luke just lost a really good player on that on the Duke City Scorpions because wherever they're going to end up. All right, I don't know what the hell's going on with the text line, man. They picked a hell of a week to reset or refresh or whatever the hell they did with our text line, but I think it's down. Well, maybe it's not. All right, maybe I think I found a way to work with this. No, you guys are in a little bit. All right, I think I can take texts. 505-246-0610. Area code 505-246-0610. That's your Sports Animal phone line and our text line. Emails Jeff at sportsanimallabq.com. And JJ at sportsanimallabq.com. Adrian is producing for you on ProView Networks. It's on Xfinity Channel 26 throughout the state of New Mexico. On our Facebook page, the OD in the AM, and on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. We're going to get into why. Can I just throw you something? Because I think it is so urgent that something happened quickly. Quickly, but yet correctly. And you've got Fernando Lobo, who moved into his office a few days ago. 2 days ago was wearing the cherry blazer and shaking everybody's hands and walking around the pit. And he put his family on a plane back to Texas yesterday. And now he's got to go hire a football coach.
He's gonna have to put that cherry blazer on someone else.
Yeah. Well, maybe not that one, but a version thereof. Yeah.
One that's tailored to.
Yeah. Can I'm going to give you a couple of things, and some of you are going to go, whoa. Some of you are going to go, there's no way that happens. And some of you are going to say, no, we should go completely the opposite. And that's cool. That's what this format is for. And again, you're going to say, we're not them. But can I start it off by saying, how many people thought New Mexico could attract Bronco Mendenhall a year ago?
Not many.
Right? When his name came up, it was like, whoa, I didn't think we could. I mean, why would he come here? Okay. Well, there were a number, but give me the mentors that Fernando Lobo mentioned were his mentors in coming up through this business. Chris Del Conte, certainly at the University of Texas. Urban Meyer, the former Ohio State, Utah Bowling Green coach. Go ahead and laugh at me all you want. I don't even care. Right? North Carolina interviewed Bill Belichick yesterday, right?
Yeah.
I get it. You're not North Carolina, whatever. If I'm Fernando Lobo, I have made the call because you miss every shot you don't take. And swing big and start with no or whatever. Urban Meyer's made it pretty clear he wants to get back into coaching. Fernando Lobo, I mean, call him. Hey, you got someone? What about you? And you want to get back in? Give me 2 years. Give me 2 years. You get back in and put this thing together. Give me 2 years. It would do a number of things. First of all, you'd look at Fernando Lobo and say he's a hero. I get it. Some of you are going, wow, Urban Meyer, he's an idiot. He was a horrible coach with the Jaguars. Yeah, he was. He was a horrible coach with the Jaguars. He was a pretty damn good football coach in college, wasn't he?
Did you have to address how clean were his programs?
No, that's fine. I get it, man. How clean were they?
And I think it's nothing new, but there's a sentiment of people say, I don't care. Just get me something to get excited about.
All right. I think it would give him immediate credibility here. It would give his guy, his mentor, a lifeline back into coaching. It would solve your problem. All right. He says, no, I'm calling Dan Mullins. Dan Mullins, the former Mississippi State coach, did a great job at Mississippi State, also a former Florida coach. He's at ESPN. I mean, word is he wants to get back in. I hear he's a great dude. Like I'm taking some big swings right off the top of people I know going down my tree. And then you're going to say, all right, whatever, Jeff, you can't get any of those. I don't know, man. Maybe you can. I don't know. Did Steve Alford, when he was at Iowa, did you think he was coming here? Well, Steve Alford's not. I'm just saying. Start calling, and maybe Urban says, yeah, I'm not your dude, but this guy who's been really successful, or maybe Mullins says that.
It's tough because we did see that happen at Colorado State. Didn't work out. Steve Adazio, who was an Urban Meyer guy. He was an Urban Meyer guy, but I mean, you knew that fit never worked there, and nor was who hired it. Was Joe Parker? Yeah, Joe Parker hired him up there, right? All right. I'm just throwing it out there, man. All I know is I'm taking some big swings quick. The biggest name on the top of the list.
Why not? Why not just take the swings, man?
Make the call.
What do you think of Dan Mullins? I think Dan Mullins would be great. Just say, give me 2 years, man. Rebuild this thing. All right, let's go. Francisco, you're first. Good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Francisco.
Mullins, yes, Urban Meyer. No, Urban Meyer's a greaseball, dude. He is
he might
not
be
a good man. He is a very disturbed individual, and he wouldn't take this job. It's not big enough for him. Dan Mullins might, which is a great suggestion. But let's talk about Bronco.
Yeah.
When he came here and his speech, he made it seem like he was sane for coming here, and he wanted to resurrect the program and do something meaningful. And all this BS. Now we know it was BS. All he wanted to do is get back into coaching. And the first chance he got to get the hell out of here, he did. So unless there's something else that happened that we don't know about why he's leaving, or if it's just for money,
I don't think it's just for money.
A better job.
Yeah, and I don't even know that I think it's a way better job.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, because the way he talked when he got this job and what he's been talking about all year long, being a Lobo, being a family, this and that. And the guy took the first job out of here. And that's probably where, I mean, Utah State, I wouldn't say is the first. He wouldn't go to, I would say, an equal team in another state. Utah State, obviously, that's his home.
Mm-hmm.
So, but let's just face the facts who this guy is. And you made a good point, though, and I didn't think about it, about how awful the defense was. And I had been talking about that all year, but maybe it is the coordinators. Maybe he just lost it. He could. I mean, it's possible. He could have lost it. Coordinators do make coaches look better. But he sure is a heck of a salesman, I'll tell you what, because he had me believing. And I was so disappointed when I heard that he was leaving because I believed what he said.
A lot of people did.
About family, about being a Lobo, all this stuff. I believed it.
Yeah.
And I knew Dampier was probably going to leave because if someone's going to offer him $1 million, what can you tell the kid? Hey, 300,000 or $1 million?
Well, I heard it was between 600 and 750 that they offered him here. That they were. I've heard everywhere between 600.
That's a nice chunk, man. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Getting paid more than all the coaches, except for Bronco.
Some of them.
But
some of them.
you can. This could be an opportunity for us.
Yes,
like
that's my point. That's my point.
You got to look at it that way. The new AD, just go out there, man, and say, hey, let's do this.
Yeah.
You got to get it. Probably an experienced coach that can bring a good foundation right away. And I don't mind 2 years, 3 years. I understand the situation, but 1 year, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy took the first trip out of town.
Well, and I think, Francisco, and I appreciate your call. And thanks. I want to get a few more in. I got to hit this break, but I appreciate your call. I think part of it is it's that job. You would have understood Utah it's hard for you to understand Utah State, right? I mean, Utah, it's like this whole why Utah State thing. Why did Utah State get in the pack, not us? Why did Utah State take our coach? Like, there is that. What is it? I look, Bronco is very strong in his faith, in his LDS faith, and it is a very heavily populated, LDS population there. He's from 100 miles from there. I do believe that maybe played a part of it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know a lot of people who are very close to Bronco, and I'm not pretending I am. I've heard, JJ, that his not being consulted very much in the athletic director search. Now, I heard yesterday, President Stokes kept updating him and let him know what was going on, but I also heard that he had not been kind of in on the process. What do you think of this guy? It wasn't one of those where, hey, you're in on the process. Well, yeah, we're keeping you up to date on where we are along in it, and I heard that bothered him a bit. But again, I haven't talked about. I'm not close with him. I'm not going to pretend I am. But I think I do. The Utah State. If he leaves in a year and goes to Utah and goes to the Big 12, it gets a bunch of. You're almost like, yeah, I got it, right? I do believe because where he went. You go to UCLA. Steve Alford goes to UCLA. Man, that hurts. But I mean, it's UCLA. It's freaking Utah State, right? Yeah, they're going to the Pac.
Just the deluxe version in the Mountain West Conference.
Yeah, and I think that's part of it. Got a few more thoughts for you when we come back, and I'm going to hear from you at 505-246-0610. I mean, I got a few other names that maybe I want to know what you think if you take a swing at some of these names. 505-246-0610. Winter weather is coming quickly. No better way to combat the snow and dirt than with a service from On the Spot Automotive Detailing. I recommend my friends at On the Spot Automotive Detailing because they are terrific. They come to you where it's convenient, when it's convenient, and detail your vehicle. When they're done, it looks, it feels, it smells like the day you took it off the lot. Their ceramic coating and paint protection film help prevent scratches and damage from road debris, and you can say goodbye to snow, dirt, and water stains. Look, there's a reason they won Best of the City. You know what that reason is? They're best in the city. Or wait, that's what Joe Biden way. There's a reason they won. You know why? They're best in the city. Keep your car looking like new this winter. Book today. On the Spot Automotive Detailing at otsdetailing.com. It's otsdetailing.com.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Devin Dampier, Luke Wysong. Look, man, they walked into a pretty good culture. They had good players. They did. Look, I'll give them this. They did a great job building an offensive line. The new coach did a really good job building
brand new offensive
line. They built it. I mean, they did. They won 5 games, man. But they I hear total rebuild. No, stop. They came into a team that was 4-8 that was on the upswing. They were, whether you like Danny, you didn't. I don't care. They were. They had the quarterback. They had these players. They did rebuild the line, and after 1 year, Bronco Mendenhall's gone. Hey, let me give you another one. And again, I'm taking swings today, man. If I'm Fernando Lobo, I'm taking some big swings. You know why? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, JJ. You don't like the Urban Meyer? Oh, he's a greaseball. I don't know. He's a hell of a college football coach. All right. I love Dan Mullen. I think he'd be really good. All right, let me go down your Chris Del Conte tree, right? Chris Del Conte, his name was mentioned in every Fernando Lobo conversation, right? The former or the athletic director at Texas. Where was Chris Del Conte before he was at Texas? Do you know? He was at TCU. Gary Patterson, who I understand is 62-ish years old, the former TCU coach who was the defensive coordinator here for Dennis Franchione. I mean, my understanding is he wants to get back into coaching. He understands here. He's right. How would Gary Patterson sound to you?
Where you start on this list, I do think it's the established, been there, done that.
Would you throw a call to Rich Rodriguez? Rich kind of liked it here. He won 2 New Mexico Bowls here. He's at Jacksonville State right now. He's done an unbelievable job. Jacksonville State's the Conference USA Championship game. Would you lob a call to him?
Put it on the list.
You like David Shaw, the former Stanford coach who's out of work? A lot of NFL. I'm not sure David Shaw is your guy.
With the Broncos.
Yeah.
Right now.
He is. Yeah, and he's an NFL guy. I mean, he did a great job at I'm just saying, I'm throwing some names out there.
This is what you do know.
And I know Lobo fans say he'll never come here. He'll be here for a year. Look, here's what I would be asking. Give me 2. Commit to me for 2.
Heck, Bill Belichick's taking interviews.
That's what I'm saying, man. Well, you're not North Carolina. All right. You're not. But there's some good coaches that might make you just go, Bronco who?
And then you open up too. And is there even someone on the Texas staff that's ready?
I looked through that list yesterday and nobody jumped up, but I don't know that intimately enough. You know what I'm saying? I don't. But maybe Urban Meyer's got some guys that can, he'll help you out. Del Conte, you lean on your people hard now. And I know he was at the office late last night, was Fernando Lovo, and, he's got some work to do. But there's guys who have been successful, and I know I'm throwing names at you, and you're going, no way, they'll never come here. I don't know, man. Why not? Why? You just proved it can be done. Like you just proved you can, and what can be done. You prove that you can start the trajectory. The program, whilst you're losing a lot of people, I think you prove that there can be some promise. You can recruit here. Now, can you keep people here is another story, right? But if you can get a guy, that's where you go. All right, Harrison, you're up. Good morning. Hi, Harrison.
Good morning, guys. Hey, I don't know why Bronco would be doing this kind of thing. I think it's kind of a downgrade for him. The new Pac-12 or whatever is kind of a lot of guys that wish they were in the Mountain West, that got in the Mountain West, that had good football teams for a minute. Boise State did pretty well, but for more than a minute. But, the Pac-12 is not some sort of a great program. I think the Mountain West has more prestige, will have more prestige throughout history, and can be much better than the new Pac-12, in my opinion. And I don't know why Bronco would want to go to Utah State. They were just lucky to get into the Mountain West. It may be proximity. It may be, he was born in that area. I guess I get that. But for a guy to jump ship after 1 year in a program that he went from 4 wins to 5 wins, that's not the end of the world here. So I don't know why he would want to do that to his career. That's not a real big career move for him, I don't believe. And I think it's a major mistake on his part, in my opinion. And Utah State doesn't have a huge tradition of being excellent at anything. And New Mexico, we win more conference championships than Utah State would ever dream of. And I just think it's a downgrade for him. And I don't understand it. But if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. And yeah, I think we can get a heck of a lot better coach. Or not, maybe not better, but we can get a heck of a coach here.
No, maybe someone who wants to be here. Maybe someone who actually wants to be here. And I think that's key, man. Look, Bob Davey used to say this place is unique, right? He used to tell you all the time, and it is different. But somebody, you got to have someone who give me a few years, man. And I think there's a couple reasons Lobo fans so bothered. 1 year with all the things you talked about with loyalty, and I got a bunch of texts and emails on this. And the second one is like, that's where you went? Like, you left us for that? There's a big piece of that. Yeah.
You go to somebody big, if you're going to go to somebody big, like you said, like Steve Alford to UCLA, I get it.
Yeah.
But to Utah State,
yeah.
That's a downgrade. I think he's downgrading, but right. It's his choice.
Got it. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. All right, where do you want me to go, to break or to the phone? All right, I got a break because we're way long. If you're there, stay there, please, at 505-246-0610. I got a few lines open for you. Bronco Mendenhall's leaving. Jason Beck, the offensive coordinator, has gone to Utah. Devin Dampier, Luke Wysong, Eli Sanders, a bunch of other dudes going into the portal. Where does Lobo football go? How you feeling? We're here for you. The couch is open. even give you a little hard candy or something, some butterscotch over there on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Brought to you by Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 5.
State job who was up for this job last time. His name will come up. I don't mind Matt Wells at all. In fact, I really like Matt Wells, the former Utah State, former Texas Tech coach, who was an assistant coach here twice under Rocky Long. Who likes Albuquerque. Who really likes Albuquerque. I'm pretty certain him and Ray Birmingham are cousins. I love Matt Wells. The Gary Patterson thing interests me a lot. I'll bet you hear Brett Vigen's name again, the Montana State head coach.
What about, I know there's a lot of legal stuff going on, but Blake Anderson?
Yeah, I don't mind Blake Anderson either. Where was Anthony, on 3 or on 1? On 3. All right. Anthony, good morning. Thanks for holding here on the Sports Animal.
Hey, gentlemen, what's going on?
What's happening?
I wanted to call in and say I agree with you guys on Bronco. I mean, it was nice having Bronco year for year, but what he really did was win one more game than Danny last year.
That's right.
And if you look at the team and you're honest with yourself, The only area that this team improved on was offense. Defensively, they were worse than they were under Danny, and Bronco's supposed to be a defensive guru, and they were worse. Special teams, they were just as bad as Danny's teams. Penalties, just as bad as Danny's team. But offensively, they improved a lot. I think Coach Beck took Devin Dampier from a promising-looking young quarterback to a really good quarterback. But Dampier was still a quarterback that did not have very good accuracy. He couldn't hit the long ball. He had trouble throwing over the middle, could be with his height. But he changed his offense about the fourth game of the season and started running the ball more with Dampier, and that's when it changed.
Yeah, and look, Anthony, guys are going to become better their sophomore year from their freshman year. Guys, Bill, look, we can have a conversation. Would they have been better with Danny Gonzalez here than they were? I mean, or just as good?
I agree. I think if Danny would have played Dampier last year, he might have saved his job because I think Dampier running the ball might have got him a couple more wins. But I like what you guys say, right? Swing for the fences, call everybody you know in your Rolodex, and see if anybody's interested, kick the tires. But what do you guys think about going after Beck? Do you think he can pay Beck the same amount of money that he's going to get at Utah?
Yeah, I'm a guess.
And be a head coach?
Yeah, and that was a big thought of mine yesterday was, do you keep Jason Beck here and then can you keep some of these players? But, with him taking the job at Utah, I think that pretty much puts an end to that.
He's probably going to get, 1.2, 1.5 as the OC out there?
Yeah, maybe a little more. Yeah.
I mean, look what he did with that offense. And, I mean, everywhere from the offensive line to the wide receivers.
I don't hate that.
I mean, that whole offense was amazing.
I was on that train yesterday that, all right, give it to Beck and let's go and keep it going. Then, he's out as well. And I'm like, well, I think that train.
That ink has not dried at Utah.
That's probably right.
He hasn't signed anything
Fair
yet.
enough. No, it's fair. All right, man. Thanks for the call.
Right away and see because that's an up-and-coming young coach. And nowadays,
make every call.
As long as you got a decent NIL.
Yep.
And
you
can
do.
recruit players.
And you do.
You can win. You can win in the next year if you can bring in the right players.
Thanks, Anthony.
Look what they did with that offensive line. Thanks, guys.
See you.
I'm going to say it's going to be a challenge to get that investment back in the NIL for football after the kick in the gut this was after just 1 year. The amount of people you lost, not just the players, but the coaching staff. And I think you can call Jason Beck, but there's something, man, about Utah that these guys are going back to. I mean, played for a BYU quarterback, going to a power conference team. Like, yeah, you make the call, but I don't see any of these guys staying in Albuquerque.
Jeff, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Jeff.
Good morning, Stir.
You all right?
Yeah, dude, I'm good. When I was texting with you last night, we kind of said the same thing at the same time. You miss 1,000% of the shots that you don't take. And when you had first texted Urban Meyer, I was like, what the hell? But then, I mean, it kind of made sense. It's like, you don't know unless you make the call, right?
Yeah, all I know is Urban Meyer wants to get back into coaching. He's made that pretty clear. You said this is one of your mentors. You got a great relationship. Hell, take a shot. Say, give me 2 years. I got a great spot for you. You get all the support. Tell me what you need. I'll get it for you. Give me 2 years. You're helping me. I'm helping you. Fernando looks like a hero. You say you fix your problem. I mean, everybody says he wouldn't come here. He would. Maybe that's right. Maybe that's right. But I've watched guys that win national championships.
You don't know unless you ask, and I really think between him and Mullins, I think Mullins would be phenomenal. I know a lot of people are saying Urban Meyer, what the guy say was a greaseball and all like that, but isn't he one of the greatest college football coaches ever? So if you make the call, maybe you don't get him, but maybe he's like, hey, I know a guy. Yeah. I got a guy, And I won't take too much time because I really want to listen to everything from I knew this was going to happen to how could he do this to us to everything else. But I'm thinking we've got to have this probably secured either in-house, maybe not us knowing yet, but by Wednesday. And by next Friday, we have to have an announcement, right?
I would like to see it happen quickly. Yeah, I would like to see it quickly, but I mean, you got to get it right. You got to get it right. But man, it's the carousel, as Bronco said the other day when he did his weave and did not answer the question, because I think at that point he knew what was going on. I'd like to see this happen quickly. The portal opens Monday, and and again on a Dampier guy. Now I don't think he's coming back. Just because a guy goes into a portal doesn't mean he can't come back. Would it surprise anybody? Dampier's going to go somewhere, make money. I got to believe Luke's going to Utah State, don't you? I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if they go to Utah State, and I wouldn't be surprised if all those Utah commits decommit and try and go to Utah State.
A lot of those guys that signed on whatever day was Wednesday, signing day. The 10 guys were a lot of Utah guys. Yeah.
Right. And so I'm thinking when the previous caller was talking about Beck, like I thought that immediately too. I texted you about that, and it'd be great. But I think at this point, maybe he wants to put his own stamp on the program, like you said, and maybe he exploits those Texas relationships or something else. And he's just like, okay, now it's time to go to work and earn my money. So I think he better be working 24 hours a day all through the weekend, have his pool, maybe on Monday, have the selection by Wednesday, and be ready to roll on Friday, because we definitely don't want to miss out on the recruiting window that we know can happen very, very quickly. Yeah. So hope we get something. I hope this guy, this 36-year-old young man, I hope he enjoys the heat, because he's standing in the fire.
Yeah, it's on. Thanks, Jeff. All right, what do you think of Gary Patterson? I understand he's in his 60s, but he was successful. He's from, he's been here. I don't want to say he's from here. You've got, you mentioned Chris Del Conte. He worked under Del Conte at TCU. Matt Wells, to me, I've always thought Matt Wells would be a good coach here. He was good at Utah State, didn't work great at Texas Tech. But he, one of if not two of his kids were born here. Matt likes New Mexico. I mean, I think Brett Vigen's name will come up. Hell, I'll lob a coach a call to Rich Rod. I mean, has Rich done it? Oh, you never heard of Jacksonville State, did you? They're playing the Conference USA Championship tomorrow. Well, Jeff, it's Conference USA. Yeah, okay. He did pretty well at West Virginia. Well, did really well at West Virginia. Not so well at Michigan. He had some success at Arizona, got him to the Fiesta Bowl. I don't know. I'm making the calls. Jeff and JJ, happy Friday. On my Christmas wish list, I have 1, Jimbo Fisher. He doesn't need the money. 2, Mac Brown. He just wants to keep coaching. 3, Zach Arnett. Local kid has proven he can coach. It's from Ronnie. Zach Arnett was mentioned to me a number of times yesterday. Former Mississippi State coach, played at La Cueva, played for the Lobos under Rocky Long. Was San Diego State defensive coordinator at Mississippi State under Mike Leach, and then was the head coach there for a year and a half. About a year and a half when Mike passed away. I'm listening. Zach Arnett doesn't bother me. I know a lot of people say, it sounds like Danny. Look, Danny wasn't a dumpster fire here. As much as it didn't work the way the COVID set him back, and I think that thing was pointed in the right direction. Zach Arnett bother you?
No, nothing bothers me. Yeah. The only one that I'm a little slippery on is Urban Meyer.
Okay,
I think at some point in time you do have to character has to be involved.
That's fair. That's totally fair. I respect that. Totally respect that. Raul said, Jeff, it's a hell of a time to start using drugs this late in life. Well, I'm not that late in life, first of all. Am I missing the lead here? Yeah, man, I'm taking like I'm throwing stuff out there that sounds ridiculous. And then all of a sudden you start thinking it through and go, well, maybe. This one says, why doesn't UNM just hire Lou Holtz? I don't know. What about Skip Holtz? You like Skip? Tom Herman. Herm Edwards.
If you wanted just a puppet at head coach at this point in time, it'd be Lou Holtz.
Tom Herman. It's another guy. Tom Herman was a guy that Fernando Lobos talked about. That that one actually I enjoy that one too.
And he just got let go at FAU.
Yeah. Tom Herman's out there. He was at Texas. Where was he before? He was at Houston, right? And Fernando's talked about how he's worked with Tom Herman. Tom Herman would be wonderful. Herm Edwards. I don't think Herm Edwards, I think, has a no-show clause right now. I don't think he's allowed to coach. Eddie George, Colin Klein from A&M, or Jeff Traylor at UTSA. Jeff Traylor's really happy at UTSA. He just got a big contract. It was 2 years ago, but that's going to be a tough one to pull him away from there.
The name that jumped out to me, just looking at the coaching staff at Texas, it's a Shard Choice.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Just because he's their OC, so he's right there. They're working with Steve Sarkisian, and we know the track record that Sark has built in his time and going to rehab in Alabama and getting back on track there. Because you're looking at a younger coach, black coach, which I do think that's part of the conversation of what kind of coach you bringing in here to connect with people, the community, is all those things. But former NFL running back, 8 years coaching, been at Georgia Tech, been at North Texas, at Texas. So that's the other end of it, is is this a job
for a young up and
comer, or do you have to have the Bronco Mendenhall where then we'd be all on this side of the list with, Dan Mullen, Patterson, Rodriguez.
Yeah, no, I get it. And there's two schools of thought there, and neither one of them necessarily are wrong. I think right now, I'd take the big swings. And look, if I get shot down between now and 3:00 today, and I called Urban Meyer and Rich Rod and Dan Mullins, Dan Patterson, or Gary Patterson and Matt Wells, and they all say, no. Then I'm going down that road. I think I'm going big first, big and proven, just because it's such a fractured and hurt fan base right now. But I think, it'd be great for you to try to. I think where you're going works. I do, but I think Global Fan just goes, another guy doesn't want to be here. He wants to use it as a stepping stone. Going to be out of here. He's got no head coaching success.
Dude, the Lobos are a stepping stone.
Everybody's a damn stepping stone.
Don't want to feel that way. That you can't ever think that it's going to be a 1 year, a one and done. And that's from a coaching standpoint, that's going to be hard. Yeah. But you just want some consistent success.
Well, I mean, and I got a bunch of emails on how people feel about Bronco. I'll look up there too. If you're on the phone, stay there. 505-246-0610. Bronco Mendenhall, Jason Beck, Devin Dampier, Luke Wysong, Eli Sanders. The list goes on. Leaving Lobo football. So where do you go from now, and how do you feel, and why did you get here? All of it's on the table for you. We got Lobo Aggie basketball, women twice, men once this weekend. It's huge for that. Boise State, UNLV in the conference championship tonight. Oh, the Lions beat the Packers last night in a hell of a football game, 34-31. If you've been the victim of a home or business break-in, you know too damn well it takes hours, if not days, for police to show up. Look, they just don't have enough officers to cover all the calls they get for service. That's why I suggest International Protective Service. It's affordable private security. I've used IPS for years. They come by my home every day. When my alarm has gone off, they were there within 5 to 7 minutes. That's how this is, with an armed trained security officer and making sure everything's okay. Often they catch the criminal in the act. They install alarms. They install camera systems. They've got a state-of-the-art facility to monitor those cameras 24/7. It all raises the level of security around your home and your business. So the question I ask you on a regular basis, who's watching your home when you're not there? Make sure it's the good guys, not the bad guys. Call IPS. Look, I understand you can't prevent all the crime, but if you got no protection, you're more likely to be victimized. The number is 505-897-2420, 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. Passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. Our law firm was founded by my father, Thibaut J. Chavez, with one goal: to get New Mexicans the help they need. That's why we built a different kind of law firm. We focus on family values, dedicated service, and we make a real contribution by giving back to our communities. We can't change what happened to you or your loved ones, but we can help you get back on the road to recovery. We're by your side, and we're still as local as red and green.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Yeah. DC, remember DC, our old producer, for like 10 minutes? And Clark stole him. Remember when we had a producer? He just came over. So what are you guys talking about?
His run was kind of like Bronco Mendenhall.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, like,
don't even know if it hit a year.
I don't even know if he was one game better than the previous producer. Who was before him?
Was it Hoser?
No, Michael in the middle. No, who was before him? Literally. Now I forget. Oh, it was A. Marie. Right? Wasn't it A. Marie?
That's correct.
Yeah, it was A. Marie.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
We've been through so many producers.
Yeah. So he was one game better than that. Yeah, that's fair. All right. You guys are coming in big. I'll read them to you. I'll get to the Hall & Oates song, but I won't sing it. But since you wrote it, I'll read the lyrics later. Carl said, these are on Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. The phone number is 505-246-0610. Carl says, Bronco mercenary, good riddance. Jeff, I want a coach that's going to build a program, not a one year half-assed team with a bunch of mercenaries. Well, let me just tell you, every year at this point, you're going to be staring at the portal and just going, what the hell? And then in a few months, you're going to get guys out of the portal and go, oh, look at that. I mean, the portal's not going anywhere. I'm not mad at you. I don't blame you for being upset that he came in with all that rhetoric and gave you 1 year and bolted. You feel jilted, and I get it. Ken says, OMG, how presaged was this? Kurt Ross should give OD callers NIL deals. Who said Bronco and Dylan Dampier were gone long before making that prediction became vogue? I don't know. Everybody?
I think that once you saw the season that Dampier started to have developing, and that was the easy one going, yeah, this kid's probably going to jump in the transfer portal, see what kind of life-changing money he could potentially make.
I don't think anybody thought it was out of question that Bronco was leaving after 1 year. I think people thought it was improbable. It was never out of question. Did it ever feel to you like, yeah, he was here for, like he loved this place? Or,
well, I don't think, I'm not going to get fooled by that. Like, if a coach is an alumni, like Danny Gonzalez, then yeah, you believe he has a different respect for the place. But it's also a job. And a head coach, you want him to embrace the community, you want him to respect the community, but I don't ever think any of these people are in love
with
their position.
Fair enough. Text line, on a certain level, I bet Richard Pitino is happy this is going on right now. I know this is a whole different conversation. Yes, it is. Here's an interesting name. I don't hate this one at all because he will be a head coach, I certainly believe, next season. Brennan Marion, the offensive coordinator at UNLV. They're playing tonight. He's done a hell of a job. Yeah, Mendenhall is Utah State bound, Jeff. See ya. Hold on, Jeff. I got another text message. Back to you later. Laugh out loud. What? This is from John. All right. So some of you are at the good written stage, and I thought it might take you a day or two to get to that point, but I'm okay with it. I'll read Matt's long one.
37 seconds.
Well, I mean, but look, the reality is the reality. And I think, let me ask you this. I'll throw this at you. Are you more bummed this morning that Bronco Mendenhall is gone or Devin Dampier is gone? Or Luke Wysong is gone? All the above? None of the honestly.
It's Devin Dampier and Jason Beck.
Which one's easier to replace, your head coach or a really good quarterback? I think, right?
Coach.
Yeah, there's a lot of quarterbacks in the portal too. But yeah, I mean, you want some stability, man. And again, I think that's the biggest issue. Not necessarily that he's gone. You didn't think he was going to be here that long. You just thought it would be more than 1 year. And I get it, man. It's like you're looking and going to Utah State. Like the first caller tonight said, to them? Well, it's home. There's the faith issue, which is real. And it's a different job than he took a year ago. New AD. From what I understand, he wasn't very happy with the process, maybe the result. And the league is different than when he signed up a year ago yesterday, right? 505-246-0610. Keep them coming. We're going to give away the jersey from All In Autographs at 8:25 today. It's our 12 jerseys of Christmas on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient. They're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off.
There's no reason UNM should have
no
budged.
reason.
No reason.
No
UNM
reason.
should budge.
Yeah. Oh, no. We're not friends. We're not colleagues. You swipe my like bleep you. You owe me $2 million. But Bronco Mendenhall is on his way. And so now what? What do you want to do? 505-246-0610. What line are you on, dude? Where am I going? 1 or 5? I can't remember. All right, I gotta go down here. Hello, Frank. You're on the Sports Animal.
Good morning.
Morning.
I don't think anybody can really be that upset about Bronco leaving and wanting to go home. UNM's been used as a stepping stone for athletic directors and football coaches and basketball coaches for decades now. So, it's to be expected. And he's going home. I think what we should do is thank him for the job he did, because what he proved is it can be done.
Yep.
Even in a football program like UNM, where you haven't been successful for decades too, he was able to turn it around, and he was only a few plays away from being a 9-3 team, and so it's possible. Let's go find a good coach.
Yeah, it's exactly what I said yesterday. Prove to you that it can be done. Now go get someone. I appreciate the call. Thanks, Frank. No, I think that's right. And if where do you want to go? Do you want to bring with a young, hungry Brendan Marion type guy? You want to take a swing at Urban Meyer or Gary Patterson or Dan Mullins or Tom Herman, guys that have won at a high level that might be looking to get back in, and here's a lifeline. I mean, But I think you need to make something decisive and quick.
Absolutely. We can make that list. A lot of names been thrown out there. Someone called and said Eric Bieniemy, but I do think
he got fired yesterday, right?
We're seeing a reason why he wasn't more than an OC.
Yeah.
So there's something there that doesn't quite click.
He was fired at UCLA yesterday, the offensive coordinator. Yeah. All right, what do you got on one? All right, Travis, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Travis.
Good morning, fella.
What's up? Man, wake up. It's all right. It ain't the end of the world.
It's a little more muted today, you know?
Yeah, what the hell?
He Joe Biden'd us.
Oh, why? By telling you what? That he wasn't going to pardon you and him? What?
Listen, I say that as a Democrat, too, you know? But, listen, if Bronco has a final press conference, I'm sure he'll say something like, well, gee, guys, it's been hard 48 hours.
It's gosh.
Toughest decision I've had to make because of how much I love UNM, Albuquerque, the fans. It really comes down to making a decision to go to Utah State, the pinnacle of college football. It's a lifetime opportunity that was difficult to pass up. It's a great compliment to New Mexico and UNM, that Utah State. And when you talk about Utah State, you're really talking about the pinnacle of college football. Want something from New Mexico. It's about the biggest compliment I can give to UNM and New Mexico. I mean, my last press conference was all about Jim Rome and the Wall Street Journal. I'm going to Utah State. It's a university of excellence. Hopefully everyone gets that reference. Listen, right now, Lobo fan is feeling like all of those investors of the Hawk-Tua crypto coin. I mean, we've just been rug pulled. You know, the worst part about this situation is how bare the cabinet looks going into next season. You know, it's like a guest staying at your house with you and then leaves in the middle of the night, taking all your food, the canned goods,
it's a bummer.
and even takes the 6-pack of Corona you have in the fridge on the way out the door.
Yeah, your emergency 6-pack. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know, how are you gonna deal with the loss of all your food and canned goods when you can't even drink that 6-pack?
Go to the store. Go to the store and get something better. How about that?
I guess that's what we're looking forward to. So anyway, guys, thanks for the time. We better buckle up because I'm guessing the next 2 hours are going to be messy.
We'll be all right. We'll be all right. See you. What do you think of Holman Wiggins? Former Lobo, spent a lot of time at Alabama under Nick Saban. He's the co-offensive coordinator at Texas A&M right now. Played for the Lobos, coached at the Lobos. Spent a lot of years at Alabama from 2019 all the way through 2023, and is currently the co-offensive coordinator, wide receivers coach at Texas A&M.
Put him on the list.
And he's applied for this job every time, right? And as he's come up the ranks, maybe you know, Holman Wiggins gets a look at it. All right, who I got on this line? All right, Marcos. Good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Marcos.
Hey, good morning, guys. Love the show. Really quick, disappointing. I'm right in the middle of reading Bronco's book. It's called Running into the Wind. It's pretty intriguing. And for a Valley High School kid who's only read like one book in his life, I think like Lord of the Flies or something, for me to get a book and try and read it, it's intriguing. He talks about raising men of character and doing things differently, better and differently than other coaches. It's tough, disappointing, but I don't know. You can't blame him. Luke Weissong,
that one hurts.
Proud of him. Proud of that guy for doing what he did. Rio Rancho, Lobos, Utah State. Man, it's great. Yeah, just wanted to throw in my 2 cents. Hope we get a great coach. Love the balance between JJ and y'all, and just enjoy the show. Thank you for what you do.
Right on, man. Thanks. All right, let me. Where was I going to go with this? I asked you, is it harder to replace a quarterback or a coach? And you're right. It's a quarterback. Mike says Dampier's the best quarterback since Stoney Case, Jeff Alou. Coaches are a dime a dozen. Lobo football hasn't had a quarterback in 30 years. All right, that's fair. I mean, they've had quarterbacks, but a few good ones. But yeah, I think your answer is right. All right, Matt says, Jeff, so much to unpack here. First, 1,000 plagues upon Utah. A lot has changed in the world. Entire value systems have changed. That was one of Bronco's characteristics that made him so appealing to many. He seemed old school. He seemed sincere. He spoke about football being the conduit by which he could impact young men's lives, a much bigger calling than football that all feels very hollow now. Haven't we seen this movie before? The main character stands up a best friend because he gets a more enticing opportunity for a fun-filled night with the cool kids. In the end, the lesson is always the same. Keep your word, and you don't selfishly hurt people. I'm fully aware this is real life, not a teeny bopper movie. I also get that college football is a different animal. Coaches and players change jobs like they change underwear. I think we all get that. But even in this current environment, 1 year is something different. It's truly insulting. It says so many things. It says, I don't care about you. I don't care about the damage done to you. I don't care about the unexpected disruption caused by my decision. And it says to all stakeholders, staff, players, university staff, and the community at large, that the fact this is the message coming from someone who seemed so different is what makes it all sting the worse. The bottom line is that in life, when you commit to a job, friend, person challenge, the real sign of character is how you meet that commitment. Nobody fairly expected Bronco to be here for life until retirement, or maybe even 5 years. Like in the movies, we're all tempted at times by more appealing offers and opportunities. These are all relative and come for us in different ways. I think it's okay for people to move on and give in at times, but it has to be weighed against the damage you might leave behind. I call this meeting your moral commitment. Nobody can make the argument that Bronco met his moral commitment here. Whether it's his home state or not, his character is taking a hit because of this decision. His actions do not support the person he claimed it to be. Plain and simple. Alas, that's the situation we're in, and there's one person to blame. Bronco. 1,000 plagues upon Logan, Utah. It's from Matt. Wow. All right. I think that's how that really, really sums up how a lot of people feel. Yeah. There was a gentleman who stood there and really preached character. And to Travis's call, if Bronco speaks, and I don't know that he will. I don't know that he's going to say anything. I don't think he's going to speak to anybody locally. Maybe he will. I know nobody that doesn't mean, just because I don't know anybody doesn't mean there is anybody. But I don't know anybody who tells me that they're pretty close with Bronco. He was that's again not a bad thing. But I think if he says anything, JJ, it's going to be, I really enjoyed my time at UNM, and I hope I made it better, and hope I made an impact. And this is an opportunity for my family to go home. The UNM job, isn't the same job I took a year ago, right? Different leadership. There's been a changed athletic director. Some of the promises that were made probably aren't being upheld in regards to facilities and resources. We have a new athletic director. The league has changed. Utah State is going into the PAC, which I feel is more stable situation. And the opportunity arose, and Holly and I decided that this is the right place to be. And right? I mean, that's going to be.
I don't even think Global fans want to hear.
I don't care what they want to hear. I think that's what he's going to say.
Yeah.
It's
just, all right.
I mean, no matter what they want to hear, I think don't you think that's going to be the message if there is a message?
Yeah. It's going to be AD changes, conference changes, which are real, but then the sentiment and you getting it from Lobo fans today is you knew this was going to be a challenge, and it's a different challenge, but all the things you preach about character and growing this or that just feels hollow.
Yeah. All right, we got a sweet deal coming up. I got the jersey to give away. You're on the phones. I got to take a break. 505-246-0610 as this day goes on. We'll hoe at some point. I mean, I think we all need a hoe today, for crying out loud. You're shopping for a ring, engagement ring, jewelry, any sort of jewelry. John Thomas Jewelers is your spot. You're looking for that wow holiday gift, an engagement ring, an anniversary gift. John Thomas Jewelers, 1 block south of Manal on the 3rd floor of the Lewis University building is your spot. Unique, different, special, the best, actually named the coolest jewelry store by In-Store Magazine. They are wonderful. So many reasons for you to go in and see for yourself why John Thomas Jewelers is the best. They'll create anything right there on the premises. They got a state-of-the-art design center right there. They don't send it out to Denver or LA or somewhere else to get your ring or your pendant or whatever done. They do it right there. If you are shopping for that gift that she will never forget, you are looking for that wow experience. You want to go into a jewelry store that is different, special, yeah, I'll say it, better. John Thomas Jewelers. Go look at them online. It's johnthomasjewelers.com, and then stop in at 2440 Louisiana Northeast, Suite 310. It's the 3rd floor of the Lewis University building, 1 block south of Banal, right across the street from the mall. johnthomasjewelers.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfasfa.org. That's nmfasfa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Adventure is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it. You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training.
Dude, I was walking down the hall, and there's an Aggie alum here, and said, "Now Lobo fan knows how we felt last year." I'm like, "Whoa, I imagine." Yeah, I guess your coach, your staff, your quarterback, they all bounced. You had some. Yeah, I know. I guess I get it. 505-246-0610. Harry, thanks for holding here on the Sports Animal. Hello, Harry.
Hi, how's it going, Jeff? Thank you for taking my call. I'm very disappointed this morning, but you know what? I increased my donation to Lobo football 5 times, and I'm happy that I did it, and I'm looking forward to what comes next.
All right.
Thank you guys very much.
Appreciate you. Thanks. So that kind of goes a little bit against where you were going with, and that's one person. But, as far as NIL money, and will it dry up? And I don't know where it's going to go. I think, who the coach is and the excitement around the new coach and the new hire is going to be
no question
huge issue on where this goes. This says Bieniemy wasn't fired, really. It was always going to be a one-year stop, was the plan all along. Okay, well, where's he going now? I mean, would Eric Bieniemy be a good head coach here?
I would not have him high on my list.
It doesn't feel like it either.
Like that, the conversation we're having about him and not getting NFL head coaching jobs, there obviously was something more with Eric Bieniemy other than him just not getting a fair shot. It's all right. I think any of these quarterbacks, or excuse me, any of these offensive coordinators, you got to be careful once you get them away from a great quarterback.
Yeah. Edward, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal.
Good morning, gentlemen. The previous caller, I respect a lot, and that emailer that talked about principles and character, I'm in full agreement. I've always preached that an individual or an organization has to have a high level of self-awareness, acumen, environmental awareness, corporate awareness, and I think New Mexico is finding out what they are, and that's okay. It's not a bad thing. It's good to have awareness. We're not in the football business. UNM's in the entertainment business. Sports is an entertainment business. By the way, Jeff and JJ, I said Jeff, the University of Texas, the Lamborghini dealership in Austin is allowing their top performers. They're giving them Lamborghinis to use while they're there. The guy at Michigan signs for $12 million. Oklahoma State's quarterback just got an 8th year of eligibility, which I think he's probably a sophomore academically. But the landscape has completely changed. So even though our generation, Jeff, yearns in that emailer for decorum and structure, this is entertainment, right? And the sooner that you get there mentally, the better. Stepping Stone, it's a cliche. It's a developmental program. UNM and New Mexico State, those are developmental programs for bigger programs.
Yeah, but you expect more than a year.
Go ahead, Jeff.
You expect more than a year. You just do. And I don't think it's wrong to expect more than a year. I don't.
Agreed. I agree with you. Every variable that applies to Bronco was better for his personal situation going to Utah. And I agree. 1 year, it stings. I understand. But you have to get past it quickly. Now, there's another variable. They brought an alumni guy who had head coaching. And let's just be transparent with each other. It wasn't good with the previous coach either. They were abysmal. And now they bring in another guy who is probably a better coach, and it lasted 1 year. So it's multivariate, right? And I'm not saying it's bad. It's not to be critical. You just have to accept what you are, be the best at what you can be, and you move forward, and I think good things are coming. So just a different perspective, I don't know if I'm right, wrong, or indifferent, but I just like to share that with you guys.
Got it. Thank
Great
you.
Day.
I don't know if they were abysmal. They were 4-8. You're telling me, they were good. There was hope. They're 5-7. Last year they were 4-8. They won their second to last game at Fresno. They had this Utah State team. They lost in overtime. They lost, so they were 4-8. Right? If you go for the 2-point conversion, who knows? I don't think they were abysmal. In fact, I think they were getting better, and there was promise. And this quarterback was there, and they weren't good yet.
The offensive numbers made this team feel better than last year's team.
And the defensive numbers were brutal.
The way Devin Dampier was playing made them feel better. And they had potentially 2 more wins on that schedule. They did. They blew games against Wyoming and Montana State.
Yeah.
So you could say there was a little bit of a step forward. But, yeah, I think it's fair. You have to have this conversation last year versus year 1 of Bronco Mendenhall.
Yeah, I mean, was there more hope as you were going? Yeah, you were playing for a bowl game at the end of the year. Yeah. And again, this isn't to belittle anything. They were abysmal. It was a train wreck. He started from ground. I don't buy that.
The offensive line stuff was amazing.
No, I give them all the credit to them on the offensive line. Yes. All the credit in the world to this staff on the offensive line. Yes.
But that's what they did was phenomenal. But then it's also the development. They knew they had something damn period. Brian Vincent was talking about that dude before the start of fall camp his freshman season. And by the way, you had an OC last year that got a head coaching job.
Mm-hmm.
So that side of the football wasn't terrible. It was not as explosive.
And almost got a team bowl eligible for the second time in their history.
Yeah, consistent this season.
Yeah.
But I do think that having a fair conversation on Bronco Mendenhall is really Bronco brought in Jason Beck. That was the package deal.
Yeah, and it was great.
But
It worked. It worked. Well, good. It was good. I'm not gonna
Broncos
say great.
defense was terrible.
Yes. Yeah. All right. 505-246-0610. Got a sweet deal for you. Go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Do it at 9 o'clock, and for $25, you get $50 worth of Cello Grill. It's one of our big ones. It happens all the time. Well, not all the time, but it sells out when it happens. They offer authentic Persian cuisine at affordable prices. And Vanna White of our sweet deals is Mackenzie. Remember back in the day when you used to come in? Now you're so big, you're just on the phone. Hello, Mackenzie. How are you?
Good. How are you?
All right. Everything's remote these days. Is that it? We don't come to work anymore? I'm kidding. So, what do you guys got going? You got a lot of catering going on this time of year, I know.
Yes. Yeah. So if you're having a holiday party, we'd be happy to help out. We can do big packages, small packages. We have buffet style box lunches. But yeah, just give us a call.
All right. Every Wednesday is Euro Wednesday over there. You get $50 off traditional Euros on Wednesdays at Cello Grill. And in December, if you buy a gift card of $25, they give you a $5 bonus card to spend there as well. Big parties, small parties, does it matter? I mean, what's the main, like, your go-to when you say, all right, we're going to do your party, here's our menu. What's the go-to?
So typically we provide the kebabs and then rice, grilled veggies. We have pita bread. We can even add on dessert and drinks. So
no way.
We pretty much take care of everything for you.
All right. What's your website?
It's ChelloGrill.com.
That's CHELLO grill.com. It's our sweet deal. It goes live on our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Do it at 9 o'clock because they will go $50 for just $25 out of your pocket. There's only 100 deals available. Mackenzie, happy holidays. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you. You too.
See you. She is the Vanna White of sweet deals. And that's live for you. All right, you want to give something away now? You want to just, like, we're doing 12 jerseys of Christmas. We got a mystery box that's got a autographed jersey from our good friends over at All In Autographs in the Hoffmantown Shopping Center. Caller number, I mean, we can go with Devin Dampier because he's number 4 and he was, first team all conference. But I don't know, man. Now that he's in the portal, you got another number for me?
15?
No, you're not going. You want to? No. I didn't think you want to go that high. I was going to say, how about 3? Josh Jacobs scored 3 touchdowns last night. Caller 3, 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. Caller 3, you will win a mystery box jersey signed, autographed from your friends at All In Autographs and your friend JJ Buck at 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This report brought to you by Quality by DiLorenzo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children.
Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All In Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Download the KNML app in the Google Play or iTunes App Store. Just search KNML.
All right, not that it wasn't, you didn't know it, but it is now official. Utah State has put out a release. Bronco Mendenhall named Utah State head football coach, and there is a quote from Bronco Mendenhall in the release. It's the opening drive. Welcome to it. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck, 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. The quote from Bronco Mendenhall in the Utah State release, quote, "My passion is developing young people and transforming football programs to reach their full potential. Utah State provides a great opportunity to do both and allows a family focus that is essential to me and Holly. We look forward to adding to Utah State's rich tradition and striving for football excellence," end quote. It does talk about Bronco gets to be closer to his mother, who is 93 years old, who lives in Alpine, Utah. And so, I mean, not that you didn't think it was official, but it is now official. The athletic director at Utah State is Diana Sabau. She said, quote, "Bronco is one of the most experienced coaches in college football. His leadership, proven track record, and deep understanding of the game make him the ideal choice to elevate our program." She continues, "Bronco's success goes far beyond football. He has a deep connection and care for growing young men. His student athletes are proven leaders. He has consistently built programs that emphasize character, discipline, and excellence in every aspect of their lives," end quote. So there you go. I got a quote for the president, too, if you want that. 505-246-0610. Text line says, "I actually think the biggest winner from all this is Jason Beck." He's your offensive coordinator that went to Utah. "He's probably going to make very close to what Bronco is making as a head coach. And if his trajectory holds, he'll probably get a head coaching gig at a great spot in the very near future, more than likely in a power conference." Okay. I'll get back to these here in a bit. Grady, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Grady.
Bad news deliverers of the OD and the AM. Well, what's going on?
We don't make it up. I mean, I'm just telling you what's up. Hey, fiction.
Well, listen, and maybe I just got up on the wrong side of the bed even before I heard the news, but count me as one of those bitter fans. I was, bought into what Bronco was doing, and of course I didn't think he was going to be here for a lifetime, but a one and done, nah, that sucks. And I'm bitter because again, I bought in. I got all the Bronco juice in my fridge, all the Kool-Aid, and I was guzzling, which is unusual because it's usually a bit of wait and see. But he came in and really turned things around, and now this. And I think it was Robert's call and some other folks. We should thank him and be happy. Thank him for what? to thank him for coming in, and essentially the program is going to be worse off than when he got here, between everyone leaving and the jumping into the portal, following him to Utah State. Yeah, thank him for what? Oh, well, it can be done here. Well, yeah, okay, thanks. To me, all the earn, not given, all that stuff now could not ring any more hollow. And, well, he was so passionate, and look at how emotional he got. You can't tell me that this move wasn't in the back of his mind when he took the job. These things don't just develop in a week's time. Was he passionate? Nah. Now, to me, all he was a llorón, a crybaby. And while I'm not gonna wish ill on him, I'm certainly not gonna wish success. And with Utah State jump to the Pac-12 or Pac-10 or whatever they are, yeah, I hope those days are dark for a while. And for the kids jumping in the portal, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with Dampier. I'm a little shocked with Wysong and those folks. I'm not. Now, I haven't seen anything, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure we've had the social media posts of thank you Lobo Nation and this and that. All I would say is this: as a young athlete, don't do that. Just miss me with all of that. Just stop, because all the great things that you're saying about Albuquerque and about UNM didn't really mean that much to you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be leaving. So just say, hey, I'm jumping for a better opportunity, period.
Deuces.
So That's kind of where I'm at. And to quote my man Curly Bill from Tombstone, well, bye.
See ya.
Appreciate the time, gentlemen.
So we did get a Devin Dampier typical post, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Y Songs or Sanders. We did get the, to my coaches and the fans, and I've loved it. And with all that, with that being said, I'm entered the, hard decision. And we got Devin Dampier. Yeah, we did. All right. I look, again, I don't have a problem with him either. However you feel today is how you feel. Some of you are, oh, well, thank you. And we're back. Are you? Let me ask you this. It was a fun year in respects of knocking down some walls, right? You beat programs that had been beating you. You snapped some streaks over the years, or over the year. You beat a ranked team. You're 5-7. Last year you were 4-8. And I know we don't have an answer. And I know plenty of people were done with Danny Gonzalez. And I'm not saying, hey, you should have. I'm not saying you shouldn't have. If Danny would have got another year, would you be in a better place right now than you are currently?
Possibly if you got the offense coordinator right.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Devin Dampier would have developed. I think there's a natural progression freshman year to sophomore year. Would he be as good as he is now? I don't know. Maybe he would have been better. I don't know. Jason Beck was really good for him. I'm not taking anything away from that. I could give you a guy who absolutely would have been here longer than 1 year. That would have been Danny Gonzalez. That guy wanted to be here. I know, Edward called it, what did he call it, abysmal or whatever? It wasn't. It was it took longer than you wanted it to get better, and I understand that, and I understand the frustration, and I understand, why things happened, whether, I agreed at the time or not. But you look at the core of that team, I don't know. I don't know. I just know where you are now. And I know that Fernando Lobo's got to get on that phone and make it,
he's going to be extremely busy with the phone calls and text messages, as you are in a coaching search. And he said he has a lot of people he needs to lean on, but he also has to step up and be aggressive in this and be making phone calls to people and getting not only a answer from them of would you be interested, but all right, if not,
you got someone?
Where can we go? What should we do? And that's what he's doing right now. And man, this is Grady's sentiment, the others that we've had. I'm right there with you because it's, man, I just look, even that statement from Bronco Mendenhall, the canned statement they put in the Utah State release.
Yeah.
My passion is developing young people and transforming football programs to reach their full potential.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Sure as heck wasn't your passion at the University of Mexico.
Yeah. If you're just joining us, look, I've thrown out, and I've thrown haymakers today. I get it. I'm throwing, but I've got a philosophy that, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And, people, are you on drugs today? You're high. They'll never come here. I don't know if you don't ask. Fernando Lobo, in his press conference and in his interviews, talked about his mentors, Urban Meyer, Tom Herman. Hell, lob Urban Meyer a call. He's made it clear he wants to get back into coaching. Call him. Say, hey, give me 2 years. I'll give you the lifeline in. I'll pay you $1.5 million a year. Right? You're getting a $2 million payout from, you already had it budgeted for 1.2, 1.3 for Bronco. You're getting $2 million coming in from the buyout. Right? And I know, he's slimy, he's greasy. Yeah. You're right. Is he a great person? From everything we know, no, he's not. He's a hell of a college football coach and he won everywhere he was. He says no. All right, what about Tom Herman? Well, he just got fired at USF. Yeah, he was pretty good at Houston. All right, what about Dan Mullins? He was really good at Mississippi State and by every account, a really good dude. About Gary Patterson, he was Chris Del Conte, another one of his mentors. Chris Del Conte was the AD at TCU for a long time whilst Gary Patterson was there. Gary Patterson was defensive coordinator here. Lob him a call. Rich Rod. I mean, look, I get it. Oh, they'll never come. No, I don't know. Do you know that? You didn't think you were going to get somebody like Bronco Mendenhall last year. Call Matt Wells. Matt Wells was successful at Utah State, was at Texas Tech for a minute. I really like Matt Wells, and I know he likes Albuquerque. Jay Hill. Brett Vigen. Look, but something, I'm swinging big, man. You want to tell me no? You want me to start out with a bunch of no's? All right, fine, I'll start out with a bunch of no's. But what if somebody says, you know what? A couple of years ago when we got that BYU SMU game in the New Mexico Bowl, and everybody's like, how'd you get that? We asked, we invited, we talked to them. I've been told, though, before. I've told you a bunch of stories about how when we tried to get this team or that team and been told no. But you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Swing big, man. Take some big freaking hacks and do it last night and do it today. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. Our law firm was founded by my father, Thibaut J. Chavez, with one goal: to get New Mexicans the help they need. That's why we built a different kind of law firm. We focus on family values, dedicated service, and we make a real contribution by giving back to our communities. We can't change what happened to you or your loved ones, but we can help you get back on the road to recovery. We're by your side, and we're still as local as red and green.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Sports Animal.
Hey, good morning. As an Aggie fan, I feel the Lobos' pain, and at least we had 2 good seasons. We had a 7-win season, which included a bowl game win, and follow that up with a 10-win season. So we had 2 really good years before it all came crashing down back to our normal 4-win season. But we still have hope, and my hope is that next year both the Aggies and the Lobos find a way to win 10 games each and then end the season winning a bowl game. And then, Jeff, I like your thoughts, the way you like swinging big. Swing for the fences. I love that. And remember, Deion Sanders likes a good swinger. So thank you.
Jerry Kill was a big swing when they took that swing, right? In New Mexico State, you're like, whoa, really? I mean, he's been successful. And it was like, you didn't think you'd get Jerry Kill there. You took the swing, right? Look at that. You just, who knew? Hoser, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Josue.
Shot takers of the OD in the AM. How are you guys?
Les Rubin.
It doesn't feel any better. My same sentiments with how Grady put it. It still feels void. I would have liked to see at least 1 or 2 more years would have been better. But, I understand the whole thing. You gave a little bit more background on it. He's got his aging mother, I guess. And so, I mean, if he would have been upfront, it's like, hey, look, I'm trying to get back home. This is why, maybe it eases the blow, but I don't know. It just kind of just feels bad when a coach is just a one and done, especially what all he brought to the table and what he talked about. So, and I'm with Grady. The guys that say, "Hey, thank you, Lobo Nation," or "Once a Lobo, always a Lobo" type of thing. It's like it's just almost like, just copy and paste stuff. But I know they're trying to be nice, trying to be professional, but I think sometimes it's just better to say, hey, I'm searching for other things, and that's the way it's going to be.
You can tell me I don't even like it here. Like you can tell me, hey, they made promises and they didn't keep them, or there's new leadership, or the league is different, or some of the things they told me that were going to happen. I don't know what commitment wise, facility wise, there's been no progress in a year, and whatever. So. I mean, I don't know. You may get nothing, by the way. No, you may get nothing out of Bronco. You might get nothing, but we'll see.
Yeah. Right, and so, I mean, but I think, it does, we have to take a look at what we're doing here, what the university is doing, because we just can't keep repeating this cycle. So, we're going to have to start that commitment, and eventually we'll get a guy that's going to want to hang around here and is going to have something consistently for a long time. I mean, I go back to what Rocky was doing. I mean, damn, he was doing some good things. Too bad we didn't invest then, and we might have a different return now. But this is the way it goes.
Be on time. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. David sent me an email. It says, hi, Jeff. Bronco did a good job at his first year at UNM, and for that I congratulate him. However, I do not wish him well. Not because he jilted UNM, but because I'm not a Utah State fan. I hope they lose every game regardless of who their head coach is. Okay? Fine. Dean says, swing. Attaboy, Jeff. Yes, swing big. No is at least an answer, like the famous saying in rodeo world. Can't win if you don't enter. That's all I'm saying, man. Take some shots, because I'm going to guess there's somebody's got a better perception about this place than maybe some of you naysayers.
And the Lobos, in terms of the university and their AD, responded saying, "Hey, man, we were aggressive, and Bronco didn't."
Don't you want to hear it? Don't you want to hear that your new AD?
They released a statement. I don't know if you've seen
it.
Oh,
no, I haven't. All right, you read that.
Fernando Lobo and UNM has put out a statement.
All right, let's hit that when we come back. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 630 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunization.
Running. It's the OD in the AM with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bond.
All right, a lot going on, and I'm interested to hear what Kenny Thomas has to say about the football coach leaving after 1 year.
He's leaving. Oh, yeah.
We'll kick it with Kenny here. Hi, Kenny Thomas.
What's up, my guy? Hey, you got to stop saying my last name. And I'm sorry if I insulted you.
You didn't insult me.
On my Lobos live
show. It's your show.
On my Lobos live show. Hey, people out there, if you're listening to my show the other night against San Jose, stay. I probably slipped and said, which I probably don't think I recall doing this, but I said, Jeff's show is my show. I don't know where he got that from. So I apologize. I'm in here bowing right now, everybody, just to let everybody know.
All right, we got to read this. As you're well aware, Bronco Mendenhall has been named the new head coach of Utah State, and he put out a statement there and all this. Do you want to read this? Do you want me to hit it? All right, Fernando Lobo, the new athletic director at the University of New Mexico, has put out a statement this morning. I'll read it to you. It says, quote, last night head football coach Bronco Mendenhall informed me that he was stepping down to accept a similar position at another institution. I shared with Bronco my disappointment, as for several weeks, President Stokes, the athletic administration, and then I have engaged with Bronco and his representatives in discussions and presented him with an aggressive offer to significantly invest even more in our football program, our coaching staff, and in Bronco. We thank him for his 1 year of service to the University of New Mexico. We were aware of his intention to interview elsewhere and therefore had already begun laying the groundwork for what comes next, and our focus will remain on the success of our student athletes and their well-being. Our search for a new head coach is already underway, and there is already significant interest from elite coaches who want to be a part of the Lobo family. Our football program, athletics department, and university are all on the rise, and with our additional investments, incredible fan base, and strong overall athletics program, I am confident that we will have a tremendous pool of candidates. I want to thank Lobo Nation for your continued support and patience, and I cannot wait to introduce our new head football coach. Go Lobos. That's Fernando Lobo, your new athletic director. All right. Look, I'm interested where you are. Bronco gave you 1 year, left for Utah State. And 1 year, if he leaves for Utah, if he leaves for SC, if he leaves, right, Utah, how do you feel about that? Because football's a big deal. I know you're a hoops guy.
Yeah, no, football's huge. Football sets the tone going into basketball season. When I was in college, I had Brian Urlacher, so I get to watch him all the time. It was a totally different.
Man, you're old.
Yeah, 47. Thanks a lot, Jeff, for putting that out there. If you see me around, don't stare at my gray hair. But when I saw the post from the quarterback entering into the portal, right away I'm like, okay, is he going to leave too?
Yeah.
came in, set the tone, and it's, man, it's one of those things. It's like when you hire a local guy that actually, he's not local, but when you hire a guy that went to the university, you think that he would come and stay, right? That's kind of one of the things that I've always wanted. I wanted to see somebody local that has ties to the university, that's played basketball, golf, whatever it is. I'm not saying that those sports are not having it, but I just...
Yeah, like you had with Danny Gonzalez, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you had that.
Yeah, but
it
didn't work. And work, meaning it comes down to numbers. It comes down to wins and losses. It's just the way it goes. And obviously, this is a state to where NIL money is a huge component.
And
now,
you're
right?
competitive there. You are. JJ, what did you think of Fernando's statement? And I, first of all, I appreciate him sending that out this morning because I think it needed to be said. And like I said, I've been saying swing big, man. Call Urban Meyer, call Dan Mullins, call Dan Patterson. I mean, swing Rich Rodriguez. But what do you think of the statement?
Well, the fact that you used the term elite coaches in there.
Yeah, I think that's a big deal.
Along those lines.
Yep.
I appreciate him pushing back too, saying,
yes,
we had a plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even before I came in, there was a focus on football. And because so many people are just going to look at, and yes, things changed, AD search, the conference, but UNM was invested. And I appreciate Fernando Lovo, even in 3 days on the job, being able to say, I know what was going on. I was a part of what was going on in terms of the communications with Bronco Mendenhall that we were going to invest.
I got a question for you guys. So obviously, I'm not saying our new AD's background is just fully football, right? Like when you look at his resume, you think of Jacksonville, and he's been with some other programs that are big time, right? So do you think that hire was to get the football kind of rolling? Because
I think it was
because it's the basketball is already there.
I think it was partially because of that. Yeah, I think it's important to get football rolling. I think it's essential. So yes, and to your point, I think that JJ, the fact that he's been proactive and I the word you just used was pushback, and I think it's huge. The fact that he said, "Look, man, we presented him these options. We here. Let me find exactly what he said. That we talked about how we were going to further invest in the program, in his coaching staff, and in him. And so this narrative that hey, we're not investing, that we are now. He didn't give you details, and it's not going to give you details in a statement like this. Yeah. But I think it's imperative that he gets this message out and said, hey, we didn't just sit back and say, well, this is what we got. No, we offered him what he wanted, and dude wanted out.
Yeah.
So, all right. Hey, Jeff, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal with Kenny Thomas.
Hey, am I?
You're on the radio now. Like I know this. Like I know you've never done this before.
I've been listening, and I appreciate you guys taking my call. One thing that I don't think, and I love Lovo's comment about investing. What we haven't talked about is, look, man, I played for the Lobos in the 80s. We're playing in a stadium that my father played in 1955, that I played in 1985, that they're still playing in today. It's a horrible stadium. The New Mexico Bowl, I'm assuming you get pushback on some of the teams, because I know locker rooms are always a complaint. Our state sits on over $6 billion of capital outlay. And what capital outlay means is capital investments into infrastructures. Yeah. We should be spending about $250 million into our facilities. And until we do that, we can hire any coach you want. But until we do that, that's the reason, just so everybody knows, and I know you've said this before, that's the reason we're not in a conversation with the Pac-12. That's the reason these other conferences are. And look, what I love about Fernando and Kenny, what I love about Fernando is his football background. Let's be I love Patino. I love basketball. I have season tickets. I have season tickets to both. I love going to the basketball games. I love Lobo basketball. Been going since I was 9. But let's be very frank. The driver of the bus is football. And what I love about Lobo's background is his football background, football operations. He was at University of Texas. When they went to the SEC conference, he was very involved in that. And I'm not saying we're going to be able to move to another conference, but it's time we get leadership in our political leadership and the $6 billion and the oil and gas. And by the way, everybody should thank the oil and gas industry of New Mexico. And I don't work for them, but they give us billions of dollars every year from resources that they create for our state. We're getting another 3.5 billion of surpluses this year. That's going to be another $1 billion of capital outlay. So the governor just announced they're going to do something with the state fair. They need to do something down in New Mexico State. 'Cause I'm not just talking about New Mexico, even though I'm a UNM grad. But we need to invest $250 million along with getting coaches, along with supporting NIL.
Yep.
And people don't go to the game, Jeff, because it's an uncomfortable stadium.
Yeah, that's what we were talking yesterday. I mean, you go to Ice Slopes Park because it's a really fun experience. You enjoy going to the ballpark. Would people go if it's there? Jeff, I appreciate it because I'm going to move, but I want to get in. I'm going to have you back on, and we're going to talk about this more at another time. Is that cool?
That's cool, man. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jeff.
Good luck, guys.
A couple of things. So New Mexico Oil and Gas, and you do this all the time. I'm gonna go Kenny Thomas. Thank my sponsors. But the Isleta New Mexico Bowl Pep Rally is now the Isleta New Mexico Bowl Prep Rally, fueled by New Mexico Oil and Gas Association.
Attaboy.
NMOGA has come in, and they are the title sponsor on the Pep Rally at Old Town Plaza. The day before the game, I encourage you all to come out there. It's free. It'll be at 4:00, Battle of the Bands. But NMOGA has stepped up, and they're supporting what we do there. And he's not wrong on the oil and gas industry. I saw you flinch a minute when he said football drives the bus. You're like,
does it really?
It does.
I'm sorry, I'm not used to that.
No, and I get it because you're at a quote unquote basketball school. But the money what drove realignment? I mean, New Mexico's pretty damn successful in football, basketball. You're more successful than Fresno State, who got in. You're more successful regularly than Colorado State. Football drives the bus on realignment, television money, all of those things. And that's why it's essential to be successful at football.
Wow. And I didn't even know that, but right away I said football sets the tone, I think, when it comes to basketball after that, because I feel like if that support's already starting for the Lobo Nation, I feel like it's going to transfer over. Stadiums, man, I totally agree. I feel like everybody talks about there needs to be a different dynamic to where we're bringing people here to New Mexico. Yeah.
All right. Lobos and Aggies play basketball. Jay just got the women. We can touch on. I know we're taking over your segment here.
No, we're not,
football,
man. This is your
but it's
show.
Big. Phones keep ringing. Keep them coming at 505-246-0610. You got a big gun buyback thing you want to talk about. I know Commander Ray Del Greco is going to get in on that. We got Lobo Aggies hoops tomorrow. We got to take a break. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, Kenny Thomas. Hi, Kenny Thomas. On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves.
Lobos and Aggies play basketball. Ladies tonight and Sunday. The men on Saturday. It is Rivalry of Enchantment weekend. It's kind of a big deal around here, huh?
Oh, yeah. Hey, did you hear that the students came up with the trophy now?
No.
Yeah.
What is it?
Somebody called in. They came up with the trophy that they created. I'm actually show you the trophy right now.
It's the big, giant tumbleweed. We play for the Enchanted Tumbleweed, and you get to paint it whatever color you know. Why are you laughing at me like that, man?
Hey, I'm happy the student section is going to be sold out because it's been pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm too. All right, what is it?
The Rivalry.
It's a piece of wood in the state of the. All right, I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
you said that. It's a piece of wood.
It is. It's a piece of wood cut into the state.
What type of wood?
But there's a river going up the middle.
Is it balsa
You guys are bad.
Tell me. All right, you define that.
Some of the students came up.
Tiffany, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Tiffany.
Good morning.
Oh,
Hi,
yeah,
everybody.
it's her. She's in Houston. It's her.
What's up, Tiffany?
Yeah, nothing. I just wanted to say, I was just listening to that conversation that you guys were having. Hey, Kenny, I'm partial, but I'm a huge fan of yours anyway. And when you were talking about the opportunities at the University of New Mexico and the football coach leaving and the stadium not being updated since, the 50s or something like that.
Yes.
I can think about I was just thinking about just your legacy in New Mexico and your Hall of Fame status and the fact that you got your degree from there and you've done business all over the world and then you come back and then you've never been offered a coaching opportunity at the University of New Mexico and you're not on the advisory staff and you have over 10 years of professional basketball experience. I think to some degree that the University of Mexico might be afraid of succeeding because they have one of the greats right in their own backyard. And it's been tough.
See, everybody, just to throw this out there, I did not. She's in Houston. She's my PR lady, obviously.
No way.
My sister, my homie, my everything. Yeah, she's.
Can you coach football? Tiffany, can you be the new football coach?
Hey, I played football all the way up to my freshman year.
Maybe you should be the new football coach. Can you get an interview? Can you go down to see Fernando Lobo?
Hey, let me tell you something. I'll interview anything in any position
Boy, I know
at this
that.
university to
Tiffany,
get it back on track.
I know he'll do whatever. I mean, like the man, he's a wine guy now, and he's selling. What else you selling me? Cars and breakfast burritos. And
I just came from Barella's this morning with the group, man.
I know you did.
Tiffany, thank you so much.
Thanks, Tiffany.
I appreciate you. Yeah, you got to call into the show tomorrow night, but we'll talk about that.
See you, Tiffany. Thanks. She's good, huh?
Yeah, that's the homie, man. Yeah.
All right. You were 19-point favorites. 19. What was it? 19 and a half the other night?
20.
Tell me you weren't nervous while you were sitting in that gym the other night.
I was nervous the whole time.
Lobos and San Jose State.
From the standpoint of San Jose is the team that is predicted to be 8th in the conference, and they came in and they obviously came with the game plan. Patino said that they usually play slow. They played faster, which was Lobo tempo, but they were knocking down shots. They shot 45% for the game. Lobo shot 43%. Throughout the stats and everything, I thought everything was good. It's one of those games to where it just comes down tight, and I feel like the community feels like, because the Lobos are a 20-point favorite, right? They felt like they should have won by more. A win is a win, and they just got to chip away and continue to grow. And I feel like that they're growing from the standpoint of playing together now, and they're playing for each other.
All right, tomorrow, here come the Aggies.
What is that?
Aggies. I don't see a line yet. I'm going to guess it's going to be about 19 and a half. Aggies have lost 5 in a row. Abilene Christian beat them the other night. The Pan Am Center 78-70. Bowling Green by a point. They lost to UNLV. Dayton, both good. I mean, Dayton beat UConn for crying out loud.
Yeah.
They're 3-5 and have lost 5 in a row. It's a rivalry. Look, you've been on in these games when they were pretty good every time you played them, huh? They were never down when you played them.
Oh yeah, they were really good.
Yeah,
really good. I remember one time in the pit, I got knocked in the mouth and my tooth went back here. You remember that, right? I went upstairs, got a shot, came back.
So you're
it was
a man.
against the state.
Yeah,
you got jokes, man. Calling me a man on the radio.
You ain't
live.
a man?
I think so, but
you're
you
a
got to
man.
put some emphasis on it.
You're a man.
JJ, how do you do this?
Yeah. Look. So what did Tiffany just tell me? I wrote it down. UNM must be afraid of success. That's what she told me.
Hey, I didn't say that.
No, she did.
And I didn't put her up to that.
She's your PR person. She's.
I mean, hey, if it wasn't for you, I would not have a voice right now. You're allowing me 30 minutes, and then next thing you know, Lobo Live. Come on, man.
All right, yeah, Kenny's on Lobo Live after every Lobo game. That includes tomorrow night over on News Radio KKOB. Here's what else you're doing: a safe surrender gun buyback.
Yeah.
And you're partnering with APD. This is going to be at University Substation at APD. It's 1009 Bradbury. So literally right across the street, directly south from the pit. And Commander Ray Del Greco is working with you on this, who, by the way, I consider Commander Del Greco a pretty good friend. He's a hell of a golfer, and he's with us on These Sports Animal. Hello, sir. How you living?
Jeff Symbieta, my friend and neighbor. How are you doing?
Life's grooving. It's good to hear
Neighbor, no wonder you speak so
he's
highly.
my dude. Like you know how Kenny tells me all the time, that's my dude. Like, I got dudes too now.
See, I've met. What's up, Commander? How you doing, sir?
You're a damn good American, my friend. It's good to talk to you.
I got to get you some of that KT Legacy wines like I hook up Jeff.
Yeah, look at that. Hey, Commander, how you feel about Bronco Mendenhall leaving the Lobos?
Man, I met Bronco when he first came over. We reach out to them and try and offer support to the program. Obviously, a robust athletic program is not only healthy for the university, but it's also healthy for the city of Albuquerque. It brings in, good recognition. And so we try and support them as much as we can. And, Bronco was really good to me and really good to APD. And, he brought some structure to that program, and it was sad to see him go this morning to Utah State.
That's a bummer. All right, you're doing something really cool, you and Kenny. It's called a transformative effort to reduce gun violence. There's a safe surrender gun buyback that you're doing at your substation on Saturday. That's the next Saturday, the 14th of December, from 9 to noon. And I want you guys to talk about this a bit because there's real money that you're offering for the gun buyback.
Commander, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Kenny.
Yes, sir.
So, again, Kenny and I, Kenny's partnering with us, really giving us a big voice. We are partnering with New Mexico to Prevent Gun Violence and the Albuquerque Community Safety Program to put together our second buyback. In August, we had a buyback here at the University Area Command. We had a total of 202 guns returned. 12 of them were assault weapons, which would characterize as like an AR-15 or a AK-47 type rifle. We had 62 semi-automatic handguns, which are the most common weapons that we see used in gun crimes in the city of Albuquerque, unfortunately. And then we had 18 semi-automatic rifles, 27 pistols, and 81 long guns. So we ended up giving out $20,000 within like an hour and a half of the program going live. So ACS stepped up to the plate for us, and again, New Mexico's to prevent gun violence. So we've got $30,000 in cash to give to folks who are coming in to surrender their weapons. This is a voluntary surrender. APD, we're obviously supporting this initiative, and we're offering $250 for assault weapons, $200 for semi-automatic handguns and rifles, and $100 for long guns and pistols. Not only that, Jeff and Kenny, but UNM Athletics ended up stepping up huge, and they're providing 500 free tickets to the first people coming in to watch UNM Lobo basketball play Western New Mexico on the 14th, which is at 2:00.
And Kenny will be there to give those out and shake your hand.
Yes, main event.
And so here's the deal: bring those things in. You put them unloaded, put them in the trunk of your vehicle. It's a drive-through event. You don't even have to get out. They're not looking for ammunition. Just put the firearms. They're in the trunk, and you drive through. They're not. You guys aren't looking for those ghost guns or those 3D guns. These are the assault weapons and semi-automatic handguns and rifles and long guns and pistols, right?
Yep, exactly. So if you're sitting at home at your desk printing out 3D pistols, trying to make $10,000 in cash, it's not going to come from. We'll be more than happy to take those guns off your hands because they shouldn't be on the streets in the first place. But we'll go a different route with those guns that are turned over.
Man, Commander, this is amazing. I'm honored to actually be a part of this opportunity to be able to support the situation with what you guys are trying to do with the guns. I got to give a shout out to Chief Medina and Lieutenant Hernandez for giving me this opportunity, and it's an honor to be able to work with you guys and get messages out in the community. I got a question for you. So the volunteers that are out there supporting you, obviously, are they all officers? Because everybody speaks very highly of you, and I know you have an amazing team. Or
They
is
work
it,
for them, man.
or is it?
Talk good about the boss. You always got to say good things.
That's why I
about the
speak
boss.
highly of you. Are you kidding me, boss man?
It's the only reason.
So the officers, go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've got a phenomenal staff over here. I work for them. They don't work for me. So, it kind of, all of the sports world kind of bleeds over into law enforcement at times. And, I'm a huge fan of Phil Jackson and his kind of coaching style.
Hey.
And he believed that, you can't make Michael Jordan be Dennis Rodman, right? You can't make Scottie Pippen Michael Jordan, right? So you had to kind of recruit individuals to play specific roles. And, we've done that over here. We've done some really good recruiting. So we've got a phenomenal staff here. So the folks that you'll see in uniform are our proactive response team officers. So they're not encumbered with responding to calls for service. They're your frontline proactive response team to really go out and tackle the criminal element on the front lines. And they love this. They get along with everybody really well. They enjoy reaching out to the community and interacting with them in a non-law enforcement fashion. And, I'm just really blessed to be here and really blessed to be working with you. And Chief Medina, I can't say enough for him. He does a lot to bridge gaps in the community and bring folks together and provide powerful voices to the department like you, Kenny and Jeff.
Ray, appreciate you. I know I'll see you soon. If I don't before, happy holidays to you. This is next Saturday, the 14th, from 9 to noon. The substation directly across the street to the south, to the north of the pit. The gun exchange, and it's on Kenny's social media at
Yes,
Kenny
sir.
Thomas NBA. Get him there. Ray, happy holidays. I'll see you soon. Thanks for the time.
Thanks,
boys.
bud.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Be well. All right, man. It's good stuff. I'm glad you're doing. I'm proud of you. You're doing
Thank
good
you,
things in the
man.
community.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man. I always get back to the community. I just went to Santo Domingo, Pueblo, the other day and talked to the kids. And
good.
Yeah,
That's good.
You know me, man.
All right, you'll hear Kenny tomorrow at the Lobo game over on News Radio KKOB. Him and Brandon have Lobo Live with Kenny Thomas. His name's in the show. It must be a big deal. You can call in after that. Hey, enjoy the Lobos Aggies. Have a great weekend. It's always good to see you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Thanks, JJ. I appreciate you, man, back there in the booth. You're my guy. Thank you.
He's Kenny
Jeff,
Thomas. I'm merely
thank you
Jeff
so much.
Sibieta.
Thank
He's
you,
JJ
Jeff.
Buck. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past.
All right, I'm going to make it a quick hose. Is that all right? Because there's a lot going on. Fernando Lobo, UNM Athletic Director, is going to be with us coming up here in about 11 minutes. All right? So, ho. All right, good. I'm going to you. We'll do it. Maybe you could post them. I'll send you later 3 for all as well. Is that fair with everything going on? So with Bronco Mendenhall gone, Fernando Lobo is going to be with us coming up here in a few minutes. We'll talk to the athletic director at UNM about, whatever he can tell you about what's next. And he put out a statement this morning. I want to tell you about the Albuquerque Convention Center. If you're looking to host an event, that is your spot. 600,000 square feet of flexible indoor and outdoor meeting space. Unbelievable menu options, best staff in town, and parking adjacent, right in the center of it all, right in downtown Albuquerque. Easy in, easy out. You've been to events there. Isleta New Mexico Bowl hosts events there every year. If you are planning an event, whether it's a convention, a party, whatever it is, 10 people to 20,000, check out the Albuquerque Convention Center and host your event there. The heart of downtown with diverse spaces. They will accommodate anything imaginable. It's at albuquerquecc.com. 576-575. All right. I'm looking forward to what Fernando says, and they put out a statement. And you guys have really been active today. 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff@sportsanimalab.com. I got this text. JJ says, the realities are that the athletic at AD Sabo, the one up at Utah State, had no choice but to hire an LDS coach at Utah State. They are still in litigation with the former head coach and 2 senior leaders who were all part of the Mormon community. It's created major division with the fan base and the donors, and Bronco fits that model. Glad to hear Bronco's closer to his ailing mom. Maybe that explains why he was in Logan on campus during the Lobos' bye week. I mean, I don't know.
That wouldn't explain why he's on campus.
Well, it would explain why he's on campus. No?
Why would he have to be on Logan's? Is she in the hospital there?
Well, no. Why? I think no.
I'm not going to say a word.
Yeah.
About someone's family and mother.
No, nor am I. No. I took that as different. He was up there already looking at that job. Is what the way I read that is that he was up there looking at that job
because
a few weeks ago.
That's never going to comment on someone's
No.
family,
Nor would I. And look, if you're going to tell me you're going to be closer to your mom and she's 93 years old and like God bless you. No, I'm all about that. I get that too. I think you and I are on the same page on that. All right. Did I get most of what you sent me? I think so. This was from Dean. It says, attaboy, Jeff. Yes, swing big. No, at least is an answer. I think I did give you that one. And then crying over spilt milk is useless, but Bronco leaving after 1 year is very disappointing. His reasoning is his excuse not to be confused with anything else. Bottom line is, the reason we're in this position is poor leadership from our athletic department and our leadership in Santa Fe. We have to put real money into the program with capital improvements in the stadium and money into the football program. That was necessary even if Bronco stayed here. He's gone. Good riddance. And we're about to find out what our new athletic director is made of. Suck it up. Find someone else. There is no such thing as fair in college sports. It's in turmoil, and we have to roll with it. It's from Jerry. This one says, good morning, Jeff. Good morning, JJ. Remember the 3 great lies and the 4th. I love the University of New Mexico, and I took this job because I love Albuquerque. We now have 4 great lies. Good luck to Fernando Lobo. Makes me wish I wouldn't have gotten off the higher Rocky back stick when Eddie Nunez tried to push this higher. I backed off my support for Rocky. There's only been 2 kinds of coaches in the history of UNM until Rocky came along. Coach number 1, so lousy he gets fired. Coach number 2, win enough games and get the hell out. We all want better, and I commend Fernando for taking on this huge job. That's from Rudy. All right. He said, how surprised were you when Bob Davey came here? No one saw that coming. So yeah, reach out and swing big. All right, we'll talk to Fernando about that. Are you on the swing big, or you are find an up and comer?
You should do that regardless.
Yeah.
All right, jobs open. Text an agent. Is person X, Y, and Z interested in having an interview for this? Yes or no, and then you move on. Like, it's doesn't hurt. You should absolutely do that.
Yeah.
And big is just names. Like Urban Meyer would be swinging big.
Dude.
But then other ones, yeah, it's experienced coaches. But being an experienced fired coach does not mean you're unattainable.
I think that's right. Rich Rodriguez is employed. The other ones we're talking about, the other names that I've given you, whether it's Urban Meyer, Tom Herman, Gary Patterson, they're not employed right now as coaches. They're employed. Some of them are employed, but not as coaches, right? Matt Wells is on somebody's staff, I believe at Texas, maybe Texas Tech. Not at Texas Tech.
And there's also, the things you have to think about, too, is going the route of an experienced coach who's out of the game. Don't have any buyouts you have to deal with.
Yeah. All right. When we come back, Fernando Lobo is going to be with us, the athletic director at UNM. You can hear what he has to say about this and moving forward. It's the opening drive. Fernando Lobo next on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This is Boomer and Sign.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. Our law firm was founded by my father, Thibaut J. Chavez, with one goal: to get New Mexicans the help they need. That's why we built a different kind of law firm. We focus on family values, dedicated service, and we make a real contribution by giving back to our communities. We can't change what happened to you or your loved ones, but we can help you get back on the road to recovery. We're by your side, and we're still as local as red and green.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com.
This moved pretty quickly, right? We reported to you about 25 hours ago, and I knew it. What I told you the night before, right? That Bronco was going to be up at on campus, and it happened that quickly. There was a lot of pressure, and the last texter said it. The LDS thing was a big thing. Certainly, I think for Utah State, and I know it means a lot to Bronco and his faith, and I'm never going to say a bad word about that. I mean, that's what's important. Family, faith, and I understand that. I know a lot of people are jilted at 1 year and gone, and all the things that were said. It's the opening drive. Jeff Simbieta and JJ Buck, 505-246-0610. We're awaiting the athletic director at UNM, Fernando Lobo. JJ, one thing I've heard people say, well, it's because they hired a new AD and it's this and it's that. I can't put this on this new AD. There's no way that I can put, I think Bronco would have left. I do think even if Eddie was here, I do, for this particular job. But I know what I do know is this isn't because of anything Fernando Lobo did in the last 3 days or week.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we can point at to the other side, and that's Bronco Mendenhall's side with the AD change, the conference realignment piece to the puzzle. But even with all that, with the way you preach to build your program and you're one and done, it's going to fall on deaf ears.
Yeah. And so the question is now, I mean, it's done and it is what it is. Where do you go? And, what is next? Where do you go from here? And how do you continue to build on what you've been doing? Right. What is the next step? The new athletic director at the University of New Mexico, I think he found where the restroom is about, 72 hours ago or more or less. It was 2 days ago. He was putting on a red blazer and shaking everybody's hand. And now jumped in the fire. Fernando Lobo is the athletic director at UNM, and he joins us. Good morning, Fernando. So you want to be an AD, huh? Nothing like that.
Here we go. Absolutely. You said I found the restroom. I did that on day one. I actually just figured out what key works to get into my office and in the stairwell this morning. So we're making progress.
Yeah, but now you're going to go find a coach. Hey, I don't know where this goes, and I'm not asking you to get into specifics. I've been saying this morning, why not swing big? And you talked about your relationship with Urban Meyer or Tom Herman, and somebody said it's too late in my life to start taking drugs. And I'm like, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And Urban Meyer said he wants to get back into coaching. And I'm not asking you to get into specifics, but my theory is, hey, why not lob him a phone call and see if he wants to get in, or Tom Herman or Gary Patterson. I know Chris has a long relationship with Gary Patterson from TCU, Matt Wells, some of these guys. And without getting into specifics, where do you go from here?
Yeah, here's the reality, right? And I said this in my press conference, and, obviously saying again right now, this is a special place. We have really high expectations, and we're really blessed and fortunate to have such a passionate and supportive fan base and administration, university leadership. And so, we have big, bold, audacious expectations. And so, as we work through this process and as we get going, we're going to keep that front of mind. And so, I'm excited. As I said in my press conference, I'm bullish about the Mountain West. I'm bullish about our future and our chances. And so this opportunity in front of us, is one that I'm really excited to start on. So, you're 100% right. Why not shoot big? We're always going to shoot big in anything that we do. And we're going to keep our student athletes first in all of our decisions and make sure that we put them in the best positions to succeed and provide them with the leadership that they need to be successful on and off the field.
Yeah, let's look forward, but I want to look back real quick. Why do you think Bronco left? Was this more about UNM or more about Utah State?
Yeah, look, I'm not going to get into the specifics and any sort of speculation. What I can say, as I mentioned to, in my statement this morning, we've been aggressive, extremely aggressive. With Bronco and his staff and the program, in investments and commitments and all of those things. And, with the great support of President Stokes and our board and everybody else, the commitment is there. The willingness is there, and we're going to push forward as hard as possible, and so we're not looking back. We've already, started the process, as I mentioned. And there's a lot of excitement, a lot of intrigue across the landscape. And so we're just really excited about what's ahead in the future.
UNM Athletic Director Fernando Lobo is with us on the Sports Animal this morning.
Oh, you mentioned that aggressiveness, and is that something that you're going to be able to bring to the table and present to the coaches and people that you talk to for the position?
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing that is evident about this place, and that I've seen in my 5 days here and a little bit over a week, after being announced, is that we are aggressive as an institution in elevating and advancing New Mexico. And I always said that we're going to be aligned, and we will always be aligned with our institution's mission and values. And so part of that is to elevate, right? And so in order to elevate, you have to take chances, you have to seize opportunities. You have to be aggressive, and that's going to come across very clearly as we go through this process. Again, I'll say it once, I'll say it 100 times. This is a special place with a special group of people and incredibly loyal supporters, and we all want what's best for Lobo Nation, and what's best for Lobo Nation is a successful football program and a successful athletic department across the board, and that's something we will do unequivocally.
So what is the process like? Do you reach out to people? Is there a search firm? Like, what's the next steps for UNM?
Yeah, so I don't want to get into too many specifics as it stands right now, but the process is a well thought out one. We have a lot of really great contacts in the industry, those that can help us, people that we can rely upon. We have a set vision and things that we're looking for. As I said in my statement, we've already begun laying the groundwork for what comes next. So I feel really confident about what that groundwork is and how we proceed. And so without getting into too many specifics about what exactly is going to happen and timelines and next, I can just tell you we're going to be aggressive and we're going to push to get a head coach here and a staff that loves New Mexico, that loves this place, and is ready to capitalize on the optimism and hope and excitement that exists right now.
Fernando, a couple of things. How do you define the urgency? Because you want to do it quickly, but you want to do it right. And I think right is more important than quickly, although quickly is important as well. And is there a parameter? Are you looking for a guy who's been a head coach and been successful? Are you looking for an up-and-comer coordinator, maybe first-time gig, or are you open to everything?
Yeah, so you said it right. Yes, is that the right decision, the right choice is as important, if not more important, than the urgency of it. Right, to marry the two is our goal and intent. And so, what I can tell you is that again, without getting into specifics, right, we have a good idea of what we're looking for. But I will tell you, the interest in this position is high. We've been fielding phone calls and you can tell that there's excitement there. So going into it with a set of parameters that we know what they are and sticking true to those, but also having an open mind, because this is a great place with an incredible amount of hope and optimism that we have right now and potential moving forward, that we're going to approach it with an open mind, keeping our core tenets, always our student athletes and developing them as central to all of our decisions, but push forward in the appropriate timeline, but ensuring that we make the right decision for New Mexico and move forward with that.
Fernando Lobo is UNM's athletic director. Just with us for a few more minutes. You said in the statement, and you just said here, and I think this is really important for Lobo fan to hear, you talked about commitment, and you talked about how you talked to Bronco about additional investments in not only the program, but a coaching staff. Can you get into any specifics at all about what you'd be able to pitch a potential candidate in regards to commitments and how you guys have evaluated this and what needs to go into it additionally to make football successful here?
Yeah, you said it right. I made the comment in my statement this morning, and the term significant investment, right? Yeah. And that's across the board, right? So I'm not going to get into the specifics of what those are, because what we know is this, right? We know that we are committed here to success in football. That was evident to me throughout the process when I got hired here, and quickly when I got my feet on the ground here, that the support for the success of the football program is paramount. And so that'll become very clear to the candidates that we speak to over the next few days and into the process. And so, without getting into specifics, I think what Lobo Nation needs to know is that the commitment and the investment and the understanding of what's needed to sustain a high-level football program and really, frankly, a high-level athletic department across the board is there. And then that's all credit to President Stokes and to our leadership and understanding the importance of that in this ever-changing landscape of college athletics.
Fernando, all of us in whatever we do, there's a point where you have to do it. You need that opportunity to get a chance to do something. And not even a week on the job and now doing a head football coaching search. What if just some of the things you've thought about just on how you're going to approach it, the way you want to present yourself in this position?
Yeah. So, having been fortunate to spend, good amount of time in my career in football, I've been around these searches before. I've seen the process. I've seen how they worked. I've seen the good and the bad. And so, how I approach it is going to be just based on my experiences, over the years. You said it before, finding the right candidate is critical. And that takes time. It takes thought. It takes creativity to do all of those things. And so, I've got a great group of individuals here in the department that I can rely on as well for feedback, for advice, for input. but just drawing on my experiences from my time in football and just taking those central tenets that I've always, had, a list that I kept track of things that I looked for in a coach and a program builder and a CEO, having those at the forefront, but also understanding that, every job is unique. Every institution is different. And so finding the right fit while using those core tenets that I've gained along the years is how I'm going to approach this search.
Do you have a timeline, or you don't want to pigeonhole yourself into something like that?
Yeah, I don't. I don't want to pigeonhole myself simply because, again, I'll say it again, the right candidate, right? And so if the right candidate presents himself, here in a matter of hours, great. If it's a matter of days, it's so be it, right? We're going to find the right person for New Mexico. We're going to find someone that's going to develop our student athletes and take us to new heights. And I'm really, really, really excited about that opportunity.
All right. Lastly, and we're going to run out of time, but what do you tell your student athletes? You got a portal that opens on Monday, a bunch of student athletes that are already in. I'm going to assume you're going to or have addressed your football team. What's the message to them?
Yeah, I did. I spoke to the team this morning. The message, was one of hope and optimism and just trust that we will find someone to lead this program and elevate it to new heights. And so, great question. The specifics, I won't get into it, but it was a meeting. It was good to get in front of them and be able to share kind of our vision and what our intent is. And again, that's to bring a great individual, the right fit to New Mexico, and to put everyone in a position to succeed and elevate in the future.
How many calls and texts did you get while you've been on the phone with us?
You know what? I haven't looked, and I'm not going to look because I'm enjoying this time together right now. So I appreciate you letting me come on this morning and for having me.
No, appreciate you. Good luck with this. Obviously, we're jumping into it, and when we talk early next week, you'll have a new coach sometime soon. Look, I always look at these things as opportunity. You can look at one side or the other, and I know you're looking at it as well as an opportunity and to go out and find something special and give Lobo fan what they're looking for. Best of luck with this, and appreciate you spending a few minutes with us.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, guys, and we'll talk soon. Go Lobos.
All right, be well. He is Fernando Lobo. I appreciate it. First of all, the time. I mean, I know his phone's going nuts right now. And I didn't expect him to answer the specifics. Are you going to take a swing? Are you going to call for Urban Meyer? Are you going to call? I mean, but he didn't.
I do believe that pretty much at this time, it's all the above.
Yeah, he didn't say no. Did he? What the hell of a week, man. JJ's got women's basketball tonight here on the Sports Animal. Lobos and Aggies, right?
3 straight days, Lobos and Aggies.
He's down in Cruces on Sunday. Thanks to Fernando Lobo and Kenny Thomas for being with us. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On is in at 4. We'll be back with award-winning radio on Monday. I think we'll probably have the 2 head coaches from the Isleta New Mexico Bowl because we'll have a matchup by then. Enjoy the weekend, man. Adrian, great week. Big weekend for you, huh?
Huge.
Have great calls. Good luck. Thanks for all the contribution. It's going to be okay, Lobo fan. It's going to be all right. Look at it as an opportunity, and let's see what happens. Have a great, safe weekend, boys and girls. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you on Monday.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All In Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.